Kia ora everyone from Aotearoa, New Zealand. Hello, how are you? It's Bridget here from Bridget's Kitchen, coming to you live. Yes, I'm currently in Auckland in New Zealand, and I've been here for a few days now and just kind of getting ready for the book launch, which is happening on Thursday. So I've been doing a little bit of PR stuff, which has been really cool. Been on the radio a few times. I am going on television on Wednesday morning for anyone watching this from New Zealand. So on Wednesday morning, I will be on the AM show at 9:40, I believe, 9:40 AM with Duncan Garner. I hope I got that correct. I'm going on TV with Duncan, and we're going to be talking about my new book, which is really exciting. And then I'm also doing some television work for TV3, filming on Thursday morning, and I believe that's going to be played on New Zealand television on Friday. So, bit of PR stuff. But while I've also been here, I've been having some family time. And hi to Jessica, thank you for watching. I've been doing some family time. And because, coming back to New Zealand, because this is home, I grew up in Auckland, so, there's a lot of family to see. But one very special family member that I have been here to see and spending a bit of time with is my brother Simon. Now, my brother Simon was sadly in a car accident about a year and a half ago, and he fractured his spine in multiple places. So he's now a tetraplegic and he's in a wheelchair. And my brother is a young man, just only 13 months older than me. So he is my big brother, my older brother, as I always like to tease him. But he's now permanently in a wheelchair. And, life is tough, as you can imagine, going from being an able-bodied man to, and he's a solo father as well. Being an able-bodied man now to have to live life in a wheelchair. So, another tragic thing happened to him. I know I'm smiling, but you have to sometimes just go, otherwise, it breaks your heart. About 2 weeks ago, his house burnt down. So my brother is homeless, currently living in emergency accommodation in this seedy motel in Mount Wellington, and the hotel does not have any cooking facilities. It's a motel, so a motel room. It has disabled facilities, but it's got no cooking facilities. So what I've been doing from Australia is having food delivered, healthy food delivered to him. But because I'm here, I can make the healthy food myself. So I spent last night and pretty much all of this morning, got up very early this morning, doing lots of meal prep for my brother, making sure that he's got healthy, delicious food that can carry him through, and that I can stack up his little fridge in his little motel room, and I'm going to put all the rest of the food into the freezer, my parents' freezer, so they can drop it off. So let me just quickly show you what I made him. I've got here in this container, this is sticky chicken, so my famous sticky chicken on cauliflower mint rice. So I did cauliflower rice, added some mint, did my sticky chicken. Looks pretty fabulous, right? I also did him, where is it? Oh, this is really nice. I should actually do this as a recipe. This is mushroom and beef stew on a curried cauliflower mash. Look at that. That is going to be fabulous. He's going to love that. And that's what he likes. He likes a real comfort food. So I really decided to, that I'm going to make food that I know my brother's going to love. This here is my pumpkin lasagna. So, I make a really healthy lasagna. But what I've done with it is I've taken all the gluten out. So instead of having pasta sheets, I actually thinly slice butternut pumpkin. So you've got butternut pumpkin slices through the lasagna. I do a bolognese, which is with my own special roasted tomato sauce, so no nasties in there. And I also make a bechamel or a white sauce that is gluten and dairy free. So that's going to be my brother's pumpkin lasagna. He loves bangers and mash, so I've made some really good sausages, some English bangers, and I make my own delicious caramelized onion gravy, which is all sugar-free and delicious, and it's going on a really nice creamy mash as well. Have I got anything else to show you guys? This is a mushroom and beef stew, and I do have a little bit of brown rice in there because my brother does need a little bit of grains, and I've put some pumpkin chips as well. So lots of really delicious things that I've made for my brother. I'm sure he's going to love them. I also made him a bacon and egg pie because I do a really good bacon and egg pie as well. Where is it? Ooh, here it is. So bacon and egg pie, yum. And I also, because he loves pumpkin, I've done some almond roasted pumpkin chips as well. So there you go. So that's what I've made him for his main course. I think I've got about 40 meals for him that I cooked up last night that are about to go into the fridge and the freezer. But I thought what I'd also do is make him, because he's got a bit of a sweet tooth. So I was thinking what sort of desserts that I do that can still give him that lovely, wonderful hit of sugary goodness, but also, well, not sugar, but just sweetness, yeah? So he feels like he's having a treat, but not give him that sugar high, which is what we're trying to avoid. So I thought my Super Rocky Road is perfect because it uses dark chocolate. So I have in here in my bowl here, chocolate that's already melting, which is really good. And the way that I actually melted my chocolate is what is known as a double boiler. So in this pot here, I have a little bit of water, only up to about there. You put that on the stove just to simmer. You do not want it to boil, you just want it to simmer. And then the chocolate goes into the metal bowl, just like that. Obviously it'll be hard before it goes in. The chocolate goes into the metal bowl. You put the metal bowl over the pot, just like that. And you allow the chocolate to very, very gently melt. Now the reason why we don't put chocolate directly into a pan, and the reason why I avoid microwaves, because they just can be a disaster area. This is a safer method for you, the double boiler, or as we call it in the kitchen, and it's known in French terminology as a bain-marie, so or a double boiler. The reason we do that is because chocolate does not need a lot of heat in order for it to melt. In fact, if you think right now about taking a piece of chocolate, now put that chocolate into your mouth. You know the minute it goes into your mouth, it starts to melt because chocolate melts at blood temperature. I didn't have to look for that. I just was looking at my chocolate to make sure it was all right. It melts at blood temperature. So the ideal temperature for chocolate to melt is 36 to 40 degrees top, which is about blood temperature, hence why chocolate's so awesome. You put it in your mouth, it instantly starts to melt. Oh, hey to Carolee, welcome back to New Zealand, my darling. I hope you're having a good day. I'll talk to you soon. We've got lots of things to organise for that book launch, right? So yes, the chocolate goes in there and it melts. We don't put it directly into the pot because it gets too hot. We have this set up here, our double boiler. Seriously, microwaves, if you have luck with melting chocolate in microwaves, go for it. Me personally, I always find that it's a bit of a hit and miss. And I'm actually doing all this cooking from a motel room. I've hired a motel room in Auckland with a kitchenette, so I could do all the cooking for my brother and also start to cook for the book launch as well. So because I don't know the microwave, I just don't trust it. It's not my microwave, I don't trust it. This never fails. Just make sure that your water is just simmering away there. Ideal is a metal bowl, and then look, the chocolate, the pot's been off the heat for quite some time, but it's just still holding enough heat that the chocolate is staying at liquid, which is what we want. So that is our double boiler system. I think for my Rocky Road recipe, you want to go as dark a chocolate as possible. Absolutely go sugar-free chocolate if you like that, but I know that sugar-free chocolate is a bit more on the expensive scale. So sometimes if that's the case, maybe you want to do half and half of a dark chocolate and half of a sugar-free chocolate, just so you've got a bit of a mix, and then you lower that sugar content down dramatically. So I've got a very dark chocolate in there, and I bought it from the bin in Onehonga. It was really good. It's called Dark Chocolate Kibble, and I think it was about 80% cocoa solid, so nice and dark. The next thing you want to think about is what is going into your chocolate, because remember we're making Rocky Road. So the reason I call it super is because I've got super ingredients that go into it. So down this end I have whole almonds. Now, by the way, all the nuts are raw. So when you buy your nuts, you buy them raw. And once again, I got my nuts from the bin in. Almonds. I also have walnut pieces in there. And I have lovely pistachios. Now I just threw all those nuts into the little food processor, gave it a bit of a whiz for a couple of seconds just to chop them up. Of course, you could go through and roughly chop them with a knife. Also on my board here today, I have goji berries, also known as wolfberries. Now goji berries are a fabulous dried fruit, and they have been used in Chinese medicine for centuries. So they have a really nice, they have a very robust flavor about them. I just think they're absolutely wonderful. And you've noticed that I don't have any other type of dried fruit in there because dried fruit is quite high in natural sugars. So I'm gonna use one that's got even more health benefits, and that's our goji berries. So I've got goji berries, of course coconut flakes, so nice big pieces of coconut flakes. You could toast these if you wanted to. I chose not to. I just want to keep it, I was just going completely 100% with the recipe. And the last thing I have in there is, well, can I show you guys that? That is cacao nibs. So cacao nibs is basically pure chocolate before anything's been done to it. It hasn't been refined. It hasn't added any sugar to it. It is just pure. So it's really, really, really hard. So when we bite into that rocky road, what we're going to get is a wonderful texture from the cocoa nibs. So up to our chocolate bowl. I'm not sure if you guys can see. Yep, you can kind of see. I don't want the chocolate to fall into my lap. That would be a fail. Monday fail. It's just all going to go in. How about that? All going to go in. I've got my trusty spatula that I bought all the way from Australia. I do stuff like that. I'm a weirdo. I am. I'm a real weirdo. I bring, that's, you know, I always run out of clothes whenever I travel because I take clothes out to make way for utensils. Just in case I gotta cook. You never know. You might have to cook something. Oh my gosh. If you could see what I could see, you'd literally want to put your head straight first into that. It smells good. It looks even better. It's looking pretty fabulous. Okay, let's set it. So, I have a little foil tray that I bought yesterday. A little bit of baking paper, non-stick baking paper. It's going to go into my foil tray just to kind of line it. Because if I was to stick it straight onto the foil, I don't know, it might stick. I haven't tested out the theory. I don't want to. I know that baking paper works. So baking paper goes in there. And then we just take our bowl, hey, of goodness. I'm doing it back to front so you guys can see. It's really weird to do this, by the way. I can't see what I'm doing. Can you guys tell me if it's going everywhere? Because I can't see. Okay, no, we're good, we're good. Ooh, this is wonderful. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have to turn the bowl around because this is like the weirdest, most awkward position you could possibly be in. Sorry, you're not going to see me for a while. All you're going to see is bowl. Just while I don't want to waste any of it. That's why I'm using a spatula. Because, you know, my children hate spatulas. Because spatulas mean that mum completely cleans the bowl and they can't lick it clean. They hate it so much. All right. We are nearly there. You want to get out all that chocolate. You want to get out all that goodness as well because that is going to be what makes this rocky road amazing. Okay, cool. So once again, taking my spatula, I'll hold it up so you guys can see it's kind of in there like that. You just want to smooth it out. And depending on how big a pieces you want, your tray could even be bigger than this, yeah? If you want them to be quite thin, you could literally do 1.5 sizes of this tray and just really spatula it out so it's nice and thin. And then the idea is it goes further. But who knows, you just might eat twice as much. But the idea is it goes further. So this is what 500 grams will get you, which is actually not bad when you think about it. And I will break these pieces up quite small. And like I was saying, my brother has a real sweet tooth and he has been munching down on bags of Pascal's lollies, which is definitely not ideal for him. So I thought if I could give him his sweetness or his treatness, but actually manage to get some really healthy ingredients like healthy fats from the nuts and from the coconut and those wonderful goji berries as well. If I could get those into him, I figured it's way better than him munching down on half a bag of jelly beans. Yummy. I might have to lick that. Half a bag of jelly beans after dinner. So that now needs to set. And the best way to do that would just be to pop that into the fridge because, of course, once the chocolate starts to cool down, as you know, it hardens again. And before I do that, what I'm also going to do is I've reserved some of all those things you saw on my wooden board, and I'm going to sprinkle them on top so they look really, really nice too. So that's all there is to this treat. It is so simple. You can keep that in the fridge. Like once you've broken it up, you can store that in the fridge for a month, you know, so you've always got something that's not going to last a month. Good luck making it last a month. But the idea is it would last a month if you so wanted it to, which is wonderful. So that now is going to go into the fridge. I'm going to sprinkle some stuff on top just to finish it off first, of course. And then I'm going to break it into pieces, store it in some little containers for my brother. And he's got his healthy little treat that he can snack on whenever he wants. So that's my Super Rocky Road. Thank you so much for watching. If you are coming to the book launch this Thursday, I cannot wait to see you. If you are wanting a book, you better get in quick is all I can say, because I've had so many people who come to the launch saying, put aside a book for me, and I'm going, I think I'm running out of books. So if you want a book, you better come early. It starts at 6 p.m. I am almost out of all the books I brought with me from Australia. But doesn't matter, just come and celebrate. Come, I want to meet you. We can take some photos, we can eat some food. I'm doing a grazing table of healthy treats, so we can eat some food and we can have a really wonderful, sensational evening. So thank you for watching. I will talk to you all soon. Bye.